Team of the group stage is here, and the team is actually insane. The market's going berserk, so in this video we're going to cover everything you need to know, from when to buy your teams, when to sell your teams, the best investments, and all that good stuff over the weekend. Let's get right into the video. So we're going to start off on FUT here, and obviously here are all the brand new cards. It's actually a really insane team. We got a few cards that weren't actually out publicly on Twitter, and Chiesa and Christensen. I did not hear about those beforehand, and even Donnarumma really too. They all look really insane. Now I know there's a couple cards that were leaked that are not out. We are going to be getting a mini release on Sunday, guys, so keep in mind there will be more cards this weekend. But we got a really sick team, and a lot of cards are really meta. I don't think we have a single fodder card aside from this card right here, and even then the card currently sits at like 18k, which for me is just too expensive to be buying a card like this at that price. But the next closest one is Ben Rama, sitting at 60k. And even then, I don't think this card even deserves to be 60k. He's actually a really sick card with 4-star. But again, we got some really top tier cards. I mean, the prices, obviously, we're still in the middle of lightning rounds as of recording this video. But we're seeing some pretty crazy prices on a lot of these cards. Ronaldo sits over 2 mil. I think he'll probably be 2 mil for the rest of the day, honestly. We do have Vinicius, who is probably going to push close to 1 mil on PlayStation, honestly. But we're seeing huge dips on the 85 inform. We actually saw on PS a massive dip down, and he actually came back up, as that, that other card is very expensive. However, on Xbox, we really didn't see that too much. He went up about 10k or so. And even the 83, I want to say it did pretty much the same thing. Kind of dipping down and coming back up, which we kind of did talk about in yesterday's video. It was going to have to be a really fast flip, and obviously, I can't advise it now because it's already kind of happened. But there is a chance, if you do see a double dip on this card or something, it might not be a bad shot. But you see the first inform obviously doing not too much, but the second one, he started to move. He is going to be getting a player of the month as well, so I would just be careful if you're holding a Vinicius card, any of them, just because you're probably going to see them continue to kind of go down, as we should be seeing player of the month probably next week. Now, taking a look at some of the other cards, again, they do look really insane, and we'll kind of just take a look at the team of the group stage squad here. I'm a big fan of, Cristiano. I'm a big fan of a lot of these cards. I do feel bad for the Nkunku owners, obviously the people that did the player of the month and the rule breaker SBCs. We just keep getting market cards that are just a little bit less expensive. Now, taking a look at someone like Mohamed Salah, this was a card that interested me. He's just like Vinicius. He's got a couple other versions. He does have a player of the month out, which again, you gotta feel bad for the player of the month owners, because, yes, the SBC was, priced around the same, but this Salah, he'll come down, of course, over the weekend. But taking a look at the second inform, he kind of did around the same thing, I'd imagine, where a lot of people were probably looking to get this new version, and we're gonna kind of look and see what happened. But with Salah, he hasn't really kind of rebounded up yet. He never really dipped from yesterday's prices, though. He's pretty much the same price. I'm not saying to do it, but, it wouldn't be a bad shot if you want to throw Salah on your team. There's always the potential that he could kind of rise up, but we kind of did see that rebound. He dipped down to like 375 on Xbox. He went up to 395 on PlayStation. Went up 10k, 15k, you can say. I wouldn't be surprised to see if Salah kind of continues this trend, but it's just not going to be as significant. He's not as in demand as Vinicius Jr is, so I would be careful with someone like that, I guess. But the rest of the cards, man, they look really good, but they are very expensive. So for those of you guys that want to buy these cards for your teams, I would probably look to wait until probably next week, guys. These are really expensive. Let the supply kind of get onto the market. I think maybe Monday or Tuesday will be a low point for these cards. I wouldn't be surprised to see a team of the group stage SBC come out, like a guaranteed pack or something also. So just kind of be careful, because I do think these cards will come down a significant amount by like Wednesday or Thursday next week. So just wait to buy these cards till then. But really, a lot of them look really sick. I'm a huge fan of the selection. I thought it was a really great selection. And of course, I do expect to still see Bruno Fernandes, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and those cards come in with the mini release. Now, I guess we can kind of move into fodder, because this is going to be the buy time for a lot of it. We're seeing some big dips in there, and unfortunately we did shout out Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously he's in packs right now, so he is down to 17k. I still think it's a good buy on a lot of these 87s. I think a lot of them are really low, and this is a great buying opportunity for a lot of these cards. The 88s are down to 22k. That's just too cheap, guys. Come on now. We know that it's way too cheap. So for me, I think picking up a lot of these fodder cards is really going to be a good shout. Like I said, I do expect to get some kind of guaranteed team of the group stage SBC. And to be honest, the rating will probably be like, 85, 86, 87 rated. Probably like one squad with an inform or something, because a lot of these cards are really cheap. The 86s have come down a good amount, guys. I'm a big fan of Chiellini. I think this is a really good investment opportunity. Getting him at like under 12k on Xbox is a really great price for the 86s. Even Trent at 17k, that's too cheap, guys. That's way too cheap. We saw what happened with the 86s during Black Friday. They went up to about 18k or so, actually before Black Friday weekend started. And with Trent, we saw him go up to like 25, 26k. So when you're getting these big opportunities right here to buy, you guys can make some really good coins. And if you guys don't want to hold for the long term, I'd imagine these cards could rebound. I think on Xbox, he could go like 12k to 15k or something like that. Kind of rebound back up over the weekend. I don't expect to see lightning rounds tomorrow. I don't expect to see them on Sunday. It should be only Friday. So promo pack wise, supply wise, you won't see too much. Now, of course, there's not, unfortunately, too much high rated fodder in the promo. I kind of surprised EA did that, honestly. I think they took a look at some of the cards like Bruno and Trent, and I feel like they wanted to wait. Not that EA would do something like that, but look, we don't have a single high rated fodder card that's currently really here. João Cancelo was really the only winner that we shouted out, and his gold is obviously going to be surviving the supply that comes in, because obviously he's not in packs. So a little unfortunate with the Trent and stuff like that, but again, I still think that a lot of them are going to rise, and by the end of the month, you're going to see those cards up a ton. But you could see João Cancelo, he survived very well. Sat at 16k still, so just wait for the SBCs on him. The rest of them, guys, don't panic. You'll be fine. Be patient. Now, I do want to take a look at the icon market, because obviously icons are such a big thing. And when you get a big team like this, you do tend to see a decent dip. And we saw a bit of panic, into the morning heading in. And you're seeing a good amount of cards kind of come down in price. Now, a lot of the top tiers seems they're kind of going back up a little bit. Lam's up 8%. Pullet's up a huge amount. Probably still going to be sat around like 5.5 on Xbox or whatever it usually is. But I'd imagine icons will see a nice rebound into the evening. But again, these mid tiers you're going to see go down. I mean, the thing about this promo is we got a lot of mid tier cards in this. A good amount of cards in the 100 to 500k range. I mean, just take alone, look at this. Lewandowski, Sane, Nkunku, Cancelo. I guess you can consider Marquinhos, Christensen. You can even throw in Benrahma, Chiesa, Donnarumma, Thiago Djalo, which this card won't hold this price, by the way. I don't see this card sitting at 600k the entire weekend. But you're looking at these cards that have, a bunch of mid-tier cards. So these lower-tier icons, these mid-tier icons, you guys are going to see a big dip. Now, as far as the top tiers go, they will rebound. Ronaldo's the only one that rivals them, really. And I guess you could say Mo Salah as well. But other than that, none of these cards will really affect those top tiers. Those top tiers will do very, very well tonight. I can just about guarantee it. Even on there's not really too many left wingers, really, I don't think there's any left wing Brazilians or anything like that as far as icons go. So you won't see any icon panic on them, really. If anything, you might see some like, Ronaldinho, he might actually spike up a little bit tonight or something like that as people look to link cards like that. Of course, if you did the Benzema SBC, I mean, you're really happy if you get Vinicius because he's so much. I do want to take a look at this card because he's going to be a very popular one. I'm sure there'll be a lot of hype around this card. He's someone that's a little bit different. Guys, after 100Ks or 125Ks, this video is probably going to come out a little bit later. I wouldn't be surprised to see a massive rise on this card on PlayStation. Now, for me on Xbox, I'm going to just stick to fodder, I think. I don't really like touching a lot of these cards. And I definitely am not going to touch a 600k center back at this price. But on PlayStation, I wouldn't be surprised to see this card shoot over 700, maybe even go extinct just due to some crazy, stupid hype that shouldn't be happening. And I could be completely wrong. Again, it's a very risky move. But, I mean, dude, this is an insane price for a card like this. And to be honest, is it justified? I mean, taking a look, defending interceptions only 85, defensive awareness only 84. I'm not a huge fan of this card. I think his face stats make him look better than he really is. Even his physicality, He only has 73 stamina, 79 jumping. That's not great. It's really not too great. His balance isn't that great either. Really weird card to be sitting at 700k. You know, for me, I'm avoiding this card, but if you guys want to play the risky game of trying to trade with him tonight, by all means go for it. But don't be surprised if you see this card come crashing down later this weekend. I mean, maybe the stats are a lie. Maybe he's insane in game, but for me, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Let me know down in the comments if any of you guys have used him. I want to hear your guys' opinions. And even a card like Christensen, I'm surprised he's as high as he is. 80 pace, 88 defending. A lot of these prices are really high up, and I'm trying to figure out why, because in the past we've seen promo cards that are just kind of much lower. I mean, is this Christensen really that great too? I mean, I guess the 80 pace is pretty insane. I guess actually, yeah. But it's just crazy to me that we're seeing some of these cards at these prices. Yeah, guys, I know it's kind of a weirder video that we have, but looking at the content on the Xbox, we did get, obviously, the SBC Howler. He's one squad. He's actually not terrible value. He's not a bad player either. Just 185 rated squad. Obviously, it's going to become a little bit cheaper just due to whatever. 3-star skills, 4-star weak foot. I mean, I guess if you want to get him for icon swaps or whatever, by all means, go for it. He looks like a really good finisher. He looks like he can shoot very well. He's actually not terrible. I'm interested to see some reviews on him later because he could be a good card. And then, of course, for our objective, we did end up getting Ocean Man. He looks like a decent card. And, of course, his objectives really aren't that hard either. And, he looks fairly good. He looks like a really good card. So, I'm a big fan of this. I think the content today was pretty good. I mean, looking at him here, 98 sprint speed, finishing 91, really good card. Really, we got really good content. The team was really good. So, I'd imagine the market is going to do very, very well. Kind of heading into tonight, but be careful with the gold cards. Tomorrow we're going to talk about it. Anyways, guys, prepare yourselves. We're going to see a ton of SBCs and stuff, so take advantage of these dips that you see in fodder. I'm sure we'll go right back up in price. Party bags, a party bag is in the code, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it come out. I wouldn't be surprised to see a team of the group stage guaranteed SBC or something, especially if these prices stay as high as they are. This is a really weird promo. We haven't seen a promo like this year where every card is over 100k just about. So I would keep my eyes out for some good stuff. I think you guys can make some good coins. Tomorrow we're going to come out with a video kind of talking about the December market crash we're going to be seeing, just going through it and what's happened in previous years. It's a really big video, so make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys want more FIFA 22 content to learn how to make more coins, check out this video right here. And of course, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.